Why don't you go ahead and read those stats from the last 3 games, points-wise, and where the Kings are?
Yes, so this is just the last 3 games. It takes everybody's last 3 games into account, so it's not necessarily just a date thing. Last 3 games for every single team, the Sacramento Kings are dead last with a bullet in points per game at 95.7. Now, mind you, the Kings last year, I believe, I think they were near 120 points per game. I could be wrong on that, but they were definitely up there. So the last 3 games, the Kings are at 95.7. Second place in terms of second fewest points per game, the New York Knicks at 101.7. So the Kings are almost 6 points per game worse than the second worst team in the NBA. Don't even make me tell you what 28 is. The Utah Jazz in their last 3 games are 28th in points per game scoring at 107. That's 28th. The difference from 30th to 28th. Again, Kings at 95.7, Utah at 107. It's about 12 points per game. That's the difference. From if you were to take the Utah Jazz again at 107 points per game and throw 12 more points on that, that's the difference of 28th to 11th. Our friends Houston Rockets, right at 119 points per game.
Well,
that's the gap against the gap from 30 to 28. Is as pronounced as 28 to 11. That's ridiculous. And that's just insane. Points per game. Don't make me go to field goal percentage where, the Kings are second to last at 41.1 points per 41.1% from the field. And then from 3, they are 26th in the NBA in the last 3 games at 31%. And then, free throws as well. Kings are 29th the last 3 games in free throws.
It's not a Davion Mitchell thing, but you can't hear those numbers and not think that something needs to change.
Well, and also it's like you can't look at those numbers and not say, well, I think they can use an offensive boost.
Right.
And frankly, that's not Davion Mitchell's calling card.
No, it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe if they were coming on the same problems that they stumbled upon last year where they can't stop anybody, but they're hitting shots, sure, maybe then you can argue, hey, why don't we throw Davion out there for longer stretches?
Right, if it's been a track meet.
Exactly. Maybe he can cut a couple points per game off of the opponents. But when your team isn't scoring, Davion Mitchell is not the guy that you should look to your bench. That's where, again, you should look at guys like Malik Monk. You should maybe look at Colby Jones, who's been at least productive. Whatever you want to say about the ins and outs of how it's looked, or, if he is still a rookie and making rookie mistakes, he's been productive. And not everyone can say that they have been productive this year. And I think it gets to the point, kind of like what we were talking about with Keon Ellis, where doesn't matter what you've done in the past. What are you doing for us right now? Because right now, nobody is giving us anything.
No.
And so we might just need to go out there and throw out people that you can trust will give you something.
Here's a question.
Something of anything.
There are 2 questions. Number 1, what other move would there be to make? And there's nothing, especially with De'Aaron out. You don't want to move things around too much. And number 2, what's the worst that can happen? You were down a 40-burger to the Rockets.
Right.
What is the worst?
Malik's going to play bad defense. It's not going to get worse.
It's not going to get worse.
You're going to lose by 60 next time?
I mean, well, be careful there. Be careful. But I don't think that would be the case.